What's the dumbest thing your teacher has ever done? Mine tried to fail me in computer class for being right, and my mom made her prove how wrong she was in front of the principal. In 5th grade, I had a computer graphics teacher named Ms. Jensen. She was an older teacher, probably close to retirement, who learned computers back when they were beige boxes that made weird noises. Our big project for the semester was to create a digital collage in a program that was basically a free version of Photoshop. The project was worth 50% of our final grade. The most important rule, she said, was to follow her instructions exactly. She had a very specific way of doing things, which she called the Jensen method. The assignment was to take 5 different pictures of animals and combine them into one new funny-looking animal. I chose a giraffe's neck, a pig's body, a toucan's beak, zebra legs, and a fluffy cat tail. Ms. Jensen's method involved cutting a piece from one picture, pasting it onto another, and then using the eraser tool to clean up the edges. Once you pasted it, that was it. The 2 pictures were stuck together forever. She called it committing to your choice. But I knew a better way. My mom was a graphic designer, and she'd shown me how to use layers. With layers, you can put each animal part on its own clear sheet, stacked on top of each other. You can move them around, resize them, and erase parts without messing up the other pictures. It's like using transparent stickers instead of permanent glue. It was the correct way to do it. So I used layers. I put the pig body on the bottom layer, then added the giraffe neck on a layer above it, the zebra legs on another, and so on. It looked way cleaner, and I could easily adjust things. Ms. Jensen walked around the class, checking our progress. When she got to my computer, she stopped and frowned. My screen looked different from everyone else's. I had a little box open on the side showing all my different layers. "Leo, what is this?" she asked, pointing at my screen. The whole class went quiet. "It's my project, Ms. Jensen. I'm using layers." Her face got tight. "Layers are not part of the Jensen method. I told everyone to cut and paste directly. You are not following the instructions." I tried to explain. "It's easier this way. You have more control and you can't mess it up permanently." "Are you saying my method is wrong?" she asked, her voice getting louder. "No, it's just this way is less destructive." That was the wrong word to use. Her eyes narrowed. "I've been teaching this class for 15 years. You are to do it my way or you will get a 0. Start over." And she walked away. I couldn't believe it. Starting over would mean I wouldn't finish in time. So I kept working my way, sure that the final result would prove I was right. I finished the project and it looked great. My weird giraffe pig zebra was seamless. I was proud of it. The next week, she handed back our graded projects. I got an F. Scrawled in red ink at the top of my otherwise perfect project were the words, "Did not follow instructions." My grade dropped to a D, which meant I was off the honor roll. I went home and told my mom. She looked at my grade, then at my project file on the computer, and a very calm, very serious look came over her face. The next day, my mom came with me to school for a meeting with Ms. Jensen and the principal, Mr. Harris. Ms. Jensen started by saying I was a defiant student who refused to follow her proven method. My mom listened patiently, not saying a word. When Ms. Jensen was finished, my mom smiled and said, "I understand. You believe your method is the most effective. Could you please demonstrate it for us? Let's use the classroom projector so we can all see." Ms. Jensen puffed up with pride, eager to prove her point. She fired up the projector and started making her own animal collage. She cut the head of a lion and pasted it onto the body of a penguin. She erased the edges, just like she taught. "See?" she said smugly. "It's simple and permanent, committed." My mom nodded. "That looks very nice. Now can you just move the lion's head a little to the left?" Ms. Jensen's hands froze over the keyboard. She stared at the screen. "Well, no, it's committed now. To move it, I would have to undo everything and start this part over." "I see," my mom said, her voice still calm and pleasant. "Leo, could you show Mr. Harris your project file?" I brought up my project on the projector. My mom said, "Leo, can you move the toucan's beak a little to the left?" I clicked on the beak layer and dragged it an inch to the left. It moved perfectly, without affecting any other part of the picture. "Now, can you make the giraffe neck about 10% smaller?" I selected the neck layer and resized it. "Easy. And just for fun, can you hide the zebra legs?" I clicked the little eye icon next to the leg layer, and the legs vanished, leaving the pig body floating. My mom turned to the principal. "Ms. Jensen is teaching the equivalent of typing a letter on a typewriter and using whiteout. I'm teaching my son how to use a word processor. Her method is not just inefficient, it's fundamentally wrong. She failed him for using a superior professional technique." Mr. Harris stared at the screen, then at Ms. Jensen, whose face was bright red. She didn't say a word. The silence in the room was deafening. Mr. Harris cleared his throat and turned to me. "Son, you'll be getting an A."